Hey, twin. So good to see you. So, there's been a lot of, let's just say, perceived setbacks, missteps, and old sort of emotions, habits, thoughts, trying to bubbling back up to the surface, just resurfacing. And so on the 111 portal, I went to Universal with my sons and my friend and her son, and they had some other friends that came along as well, the kids, and we were planning for my birthday. So she really wanted me to go over for dinner. I kind of just wanted to stay home on my birthday, but she kept asking, so I said, okay, she's putting in the most effort to see me and share that day with me. So I was like, okay, yes, I'll be there. I go, but I really want to go to Universal in the morning on Sunday. And she was like, no, we should go on Saturday because I want to take all the kids. They always take my son when they go, and I want to return the favor. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fair. Like, I would do the same thing. So I was like, okay, we'll meet up there on Saturday. And she goes really early because she takes all the other kids with her, and she wants to make sure that they can do whatever they want to do before they leave. And also, it was Halloween Horror Nights, so they closed a little earlier for that. And when I woke up Saturday, I just did not want to get up. I wanted to keep sleeping. And I told myself, I ignored my intuition on the 111 portal and told myself, no, I made a promise that I would be there. I should show up, because when you make plans with someone, you should show up. Like, if something comes up, then talk about it. I mean, if I had told her that, hey, you know what, I don't really feel too well, I kind of just want to stay home today, I'm sure she would have understood, because she was gonna go anyway with the kids there. And it would have been fine. We could have met up another time, but I said, no, I don't want to flake. Let me go and meet them there. So I had stayed in contact with her, texting her and everything, letting her know when we were leaving. And driving there, I mean, I don't check my phone. So once we got there, I looked at my phone and saw her text saying that they had just got there, but I didn't pull it over to see the timestamp. And so for whatever reason, I made this narrative in my head that they were there around the same time as us. So I was like, oh, cool. So maybe they're in the front. I can get a hold of them, and we can hang out. And because my youngest doesn't like to take the escalators down, so to get to Mario World, we have to take the elevator, which then if the little bus is not there to pick you up, you got to wait for that, and then it takes you down. And, it's just a process. And it's all well and good, because I know soon enough he'll allow himself to take the escalators down again, and we won't even have to, have that be an aspect, right? So when we got there, I don't know why I expected them to be in the front, and they weren't. So I was like, okay, well, I tried calling her and she didn't answer. So I was like, okay, well, maybe she's just busy or something with the kids. I don't know. So I was waiting, and we took pictures in the front, and I had even forgot our passes in the car, or so I thought. And then come to find out at the end of the day, the passes were in my purse. They were just somewhere else. And it's just been a lot of like miscommunication, misunderstanding, misreading, missing information. Not that the information's missing, but that you just didn't see it at the time. I hope that resonates. But anyway, and we're not even in Mercury retrograde yet. Like, literally, that doesn't even start for like 4 more days. So, you know, it's just that things happen the way they happen because that's the way they're supposed to happen in the time that they're happening. You know, everything's perfectly orchestrated and all possibilities, limitless, boundless possibilities exist all at once, parallel to one another, and it's just a matter of alignment, you know, where the universe wants to put you when it wants to put you there with the people that it wants to put you with. So I was looking at it, you know, working to look at it from a positive aspect, that she wasn't answering, and it had been like over about 30 minutes when we got there, and she still hadn't answered. And so her son calls my son, and I told my son, I was like, oh, let him know to have his mom call me, like, we're here. We had found out they were down at the Mummy, which was down there by Mario Land. So I was like, are they gonna be there for much longer? Because it's gonna take us like at least 20 minutes to get down there, and I want to make sure they're down there when we get there, because once I'm down there, I'm staying there, you know, like I'm not gonna go anywhere else for a while because of the whole, you know, elevator situation. And so my son told her son, and I was like, okay, she's gonna call me, she's gonna text me, and she didn't. And I was like, okay, well, we started going into like shops and looking around. I was looking at the Halloween stuff they had on sale, and then we went into the Simpsons land, and we're just like hanging out, and I'm still waiting for her to call or at least text or something. And her son calls my son again, and I was like, dude, why is it that you guys are in contact but her and I are just like not connecting? And at that point, the narrative that I had was like, oh, why didn't they wait for us when they got there? They just rushed down, like we were supposed to all meet together. And, you know, just why would, you know, if we're all gonna meet together, like, why wouldn't you be checking your phone? Why wouldn't you, you know, on the day be like, hey, you said you text me you were on your way. It's been like over an hour, haven't seen you. Are you here? Are you nearby? You know, checking in, like courtesy policy, okay? It's also been something that's been coming up for me. So like corporate policy versus courtesy policy, which is something that I'll address maybe this video or another one. But in any case, it's like you made plans with someone, you said you were gonna meet up, and then you ghost them. I mean, or you forget that you have a phone and that you want to follow up. You want to make sure that you hang out. I mean, if you didn't want to hang out anymore, or if, you know, you changed your mind, like, that's fine. Just communicate. And like, that was the thing, was that I should have communicated to her that I changed my mind. But then I went there thinking that, you know, I can just be above the 3D in every moment, which, yes, I mean, we can. Don't limit yourself. Just speak life over yourself, and that you are impervious to the 3D, that you are above it, you are unbothered, you are untouchable. But the thing is, like, you're in it. That's the whole point of this. So, and another, like, thing that came to me is that, you know, those of us who so easily access the higher realms, a menstruation can really ground you into this experience. It can really ground you into the 3D. And that's why those of us who are able to access higher realms so easily have that aspect to them, you know, because not only as a portal, you're so up there that this process roots you back. And I'm just so grateful for all of this. But anyway, so I built this narrative up that we had got there at the same time for whatever reason, and I kind of felt rejected, abandoned, because it was like we made plans for my birthday, but yet you ran off down to go have fun without me, and I'm left sitting wondering, like, where the hell you are. So she calls me, and I was calm, but then on the phone with her, it was like I was outside myself, and I was working to control my emotions, my anger, my irritability, my feelings of abandonment, rejection, whatever. And I mean, I probably could have been worse, but I definitely crashed out on her on the phone. And even as the words were spilling out of my mouth, I checked myself at the end, and I was like, you know what? I'm really sorry. I'm just overstimulated right now. Like, can we just please meet face to face? And so she's like, yes, we're coming up there. I was like, okay. So she came up, and, you know, she's a very understanding person. She has a lot of unconditional love for me, and I really appreciate that about her, that she allowed me to get that out of my system, and she still wants to be around me. I mean, she knew that I had something else going on in my head, so she didn't take it all personally. But I did tell her, I was like, you know, it is kind of frustrating that, it is kind of frustrating that we made plans, and, you know, I text you that we were coming, and you said okay, and then we get there, and then I can't get a hold of you, and it's like, and she's like, oh, well, I just didn't want to be like everyone on my phone. And I was like, okay, but you knew we're meeting up, and it's been like over an hour that I haven't shown up. Like, you don't care to see where I'm at, or, you know, what's going on, or if I've contacted you at all, if I'm trying to contact you. And she's like, yeah, that's true. She's like, okay, you know, next time we'll just set a place to meet, and, you know, we'll stick to it. And I'm like, and can we check our phones? And she's like, yes. And I was like, okay, awesome, thank you, you know, because, like, I get it. I like to disconnect a lot too. I like to just be here now and not always be on a screen. But if I know, if I know that I'm expecting to hang out with somebody, like, you know, but if you don't expect the world, you can't be let down, right? You can't put expectations on others. You can only put them on yourself, because you can't control others, you can only control your reaction. So it's so cool because we're able to access this portal twice a year. on January 11th and November 1st. And from here on out, every 111 portal, I'm just gonna stay home and rest and reflect, because this portal is it's the start of the beginning. We don't have any 000 portals within the calendars, so that is because with each new day, that is the 000 portal. So every day is a new beginning. And then Sunday I did rest. Well, actually, after we left Universal, went home, and I just took like a 2-hour nap. I was so tired. And so I called her after I woke up, and I was like, hey, you know what? I shouldn't have reacted in the way that I did towards you. Yes, I was frustrated about not being able to get a hold of you. I go, but I shouldn't have screamed at you like that on the phone. Like, that's not acceptable. And she's like, no worries. She's like, thank you. I was like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't appreciate it if someone talked to me like that, you know? And it's like, no matter what phase you're at, you're perfect. Even being someone who is at awareness and sits at higher vibrations and frequencies, you know, you can't have good without the bad. I don't believe in good and evil, but it's like your perceived good and bad. You can't have solutions without problems. Let's just say that. You can't have solutions without problems, and you're always going to be karma for somebody else. Whether, you know, you're some shaman or guru or whatever, like, we're all one. So you're always going to be karma at some point for somebody, whether good or bad. And whether you do or don't, you're always building karma. So just don't worry about it. Just have fun. Just know that it's all here for you. And something else that came up to me on my birthday was that when we have intrusive thoughts, that is because it happened on another timeline. And that it's the universe, the void, affirming to you that you're on the best timeline that you're on currently. Because you didn't do those things. You didn't take those actions. You didn't say those words. Because words can never be taken back. So that's been something that's been perfecting for me, is silence. Rather than arguing or persuading, it's just been silence. Because what else is there to say? And another great thing is that the 113 portal happens twice a year as well, on January 13th and November 3rd. So This as a personal confirmation for the collective, you know. On the 3rd, it was just a lot of like taking care of business, a lot of giving care for the ones you love around you, giving care for yourself, embodying this upgrade, embodying this glow up. You are the upgrade. You are the glow up. It's all you, twin. And, you know, like I said, it's just, you can't have one without the other. A lot of times you reach a low point, a rock bottom, so that you can propel even further and farther and higher than you ever have before. And it's something that is coming to me that Marilyn had said, and I'm just paraphrasing. She had said that if you can't accept me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. And that's definitely a message to ourselves. With unconditional love, accept yourself at your worst and accept yourself at your best, because you know that you're always perfect. You're a perfect mess. And that is beautiful. That is amazing. I'll see you in the next one, twin. Have a beautiful day. Talk to you soon. Love you.